Well, here we are again. Welcome back to another from around Mijas live stream. I'm Bill Anderson, and tonight we have, first of all, with us Anne Hernandez. Anne, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. Hi, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I think so.
As we all are, yeah. Bearing up, yeah.
I guess you're still pretty busy, Anne, with
Oh,
everything
it's
that's
horrendous.
happening.
Every day there's some other little worm comes out the closet that you think, I didn't think about that, really. Where did this come from? It's unbelievable.
Ah,
Unbelievable.
yeah.
Brexit, the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, I know. I was just going to say that it sounds a bit of a cliche now, but it's true, isn't it? I think
It's true. It's very true.
I think I've replied to two or three people with that. Another gift from Brexit, another gift from Brexit just
I
today.
know. It's horrendously difficult. But there we go. We can but help people. That's what we're here
Okay,
for.
Anne, you have a guest with you this evening.
I do. I've got Alberto Montané, who is here. He's a
Hi,
solicitor.
good
He's one of
afternoon,
our
good
solicitors in
evening. How are
Marbella.
you? Yes.
I'm not legally qualified, so he's here to talk about the legal issues.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. We
Yeah,
review the. Yeah, sorry.
no. If anybody has any doubt, we're doing Brexity things today and talking about the things that keep on creeping up from Brexit and the things that people are having problems with still. So
Yeah.
that's the topic. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit in the background just for a moment and let you two talk. Okay? So I'll hand
Okay.
over to you, Anne.
All right. Well, what I want to talk about is to hammer home the driving licenses. We've got 24 days left before anybody that is a resident here as a beneficiary of the withdrawal agreement, their driving license will expire on the 31st of October if they haven't already exchanged it. Turn the clock back and think of last year. We had not only Brexit, but then we had COVID. I mean, a lethal mix, to be truthful, a recipe for disaster. And given the huge demand that we Brits, I can only say, were putting on the public sector, the Foreign Office for our residences, the Tráfico DGT for our driving licenses, plus they were dealing with skeleton staff because of COVID. They obviously realised they wouldn't be able to get through all of our applications. So they very generously gave us 6 months extra to exchange our driving licenses, in which time we could get our residences. But we had to register our intention to do that before the 30th of December. Now, I registered 115 members in 2 days just before the cutoff date of the 30th of December. Quite expensive because it was premium calls. My telephone was cut off 3 times, but never mind that. And you can only register 3 at a time. So I had to make nearly 40 telephone calls, which, it kept me busy. Registered them. And I suppose just before June, maybe May, Spain decided they still couldn't process all of our applications, and they extended that June the 30th deadline to December the 31st. So those who registered their intention to exchange their UK driving license have now until the 31st of December. However, the UK driving license in itself ceases to be valid here in Spain after the 31st of October. So anybody who has not changed it, who didn't register, I'm afraid will have to either sit a Spanish driving test, unless there's a further agreement between Spain and the UK, which at this late stage I think is unlikely. There might be another extension offered. I'm hopeful on that, but I can't promise anything. But they will have to sit the Spanish driving test. Now, the Spanish driving test is 2 parts, the same as in the UK. You have to do the theory, which is approximately 20 hours online, around about 400 to 500 euros. You have to do it through a school. That you can do in English. But then having passed that, you can then be registered to take the practical driving test, and that is in Spanish. And I have jokingly said to some, at least learn the difference between left and right, because if the examiner says to you, turn left and you turn right, I think you're likely to fail, to be truthful. Never mind learning, and I apologize, Alberto, never mind learning how the Spanish approach a roundabout in Spain, which is not something we know about. And the lack of indicators, they don't tend to use those. I mean, you can always pick out a Brit because they still use their indicators. But these are things we have to learn. And it's not wrong to know the highway code in Spain because we're going to be driving on their roads. To say we have to do a practical, and I'm hoping that will be part of the negotiations, that it won't be necessary. If you can drive, you can drive. I mean, you can go through the gears. That's not an issue, and you can position your car on the road. It's the highway code that we need to know more than anything. So, for the lack of any further agreement, all I can say is I do apologise. But if you were not registered before the 30th of December last year, you will have to take a Spanish driving test. There is no other way around it, as I said, unless there is a further agreement. And I tend to think the UK's got lots of other things, far more greater fish to fry than looking at our driving licenses. It is unkind. It's very unfair. I hear some horrible stories where people live in the campo. They don't have public transport. They need their vehicle to go to work. They might be elderly. They need to be visiting the doctors, etc. They're going to be absolutely isolated. They will be stranded, and that is, that is really difficult for them. If a Brit comes over to Spain not as a beneficiary of the withdrawal agreement, they can drive here for 6 months on their UK driving licence before it is exchanged. I have heard only today, actually, of, unfortunately, the Guardia Civil have been giving €200 fines to people that are still driving on a British driving licence, which is wrong, and I'm sure Alberto will agree with me there. But when you don't speak an awful lot of Spanish, what do? You can't argue with the police officer. I suppose you just accept the fine and either keep stum and pay it within the 30 days, in which case you pay half, or you have to appeal against it. And as I say, if you don't speak Spanish, then you're going to be needing a solicitor to stand up in court and defend you. It's a difficult situation, but this is just one of the things that I'm afraid Brexit has left us with. So anybody that has not exchanged their driving license and registered before the 30th of December, please do so as soon as possible, as soon as you have your residency. And that's basically as much as I can say. Alberto is going to... No, have you got anything to add on that, Alberto?
Well, Anna, I would like to talk about the other possibilities regarding visas.
Yeah.
Well, firstly, let me introduce me for the people. I'm a lawyer. My name is Alberto Montané. I have my law firm in Marbella, and I also work in all the area in the country. So, excuse for my poor English. It's not the best English of the world. It's the middle.
It's better than when I first knew you about 8 years ago, which was 0. You've done really well.
Well, but it's not, it's the language, the level of the language I have. Sorry for perhaps for my bad accent and vocabulary. So, Anna, I would like to talk about I have talked with you the alternatives, possibilities of the visas, because now a lot of people are suffering the consequences of the Brexit you have described. They have received the rejection of the application of the Brexit way to apply for the residency, regarding the agreement, and not most of them, but some of them, unfortunately, because I feel also very bad, they receive a rejection. So in this rejection, they receive also the news that they have to leave the country in 15 days. And it's so scary. I put in the shoes of them, and I feel, as I said, very, very bad. So I would like to talk about the alternative, the visas alternative. You have to think that even we have an agreement with the United Kingdom, I think that the foreign offices are applying the general rule. Anna, we have discussed it in our last conversations.
We have.
This is a fact. This is not a desire. This is a fact that at the end, after this Brexit period, they are starting to apply to extend the general rules also for British people. Of course, I not agree as Anna with some aspect, but this is unfortunately from now until the future what in most cases we will have. So I would like to talk about not regarding the short duration visas because it's no by all the people. I would like to talk about the long-term visas, especially the non-lucrative visa, and of course, in case people want to work, self-employment visa or employee visa. The first one, the non-lucrative visa, as its name says, is very easy. You have to stay here and, and waste money, and it's not allowed to.
What, you've gone quiet? You've gone quiet, Alberto. Uh-oh. I can't hear anybody.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. I can hear you, Alberto. I can't hear Bill.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm here as well. We can hear
Okay,
you,
I can hear
Alberto,
you.
but we
Okay.
can't see
Yeah,
you.
I
We
can
can't
hear
see
you
you.
and watch you.
We can't see you, Alberto.
I perhaps it's because have entry some call now, but it's
I
I
don't.
I
think
reject the.
I think it's the connection. His internet connection is looking very weak.
No.
Sometimes
Well,
when
the
that
connection
happens,
is. I'm going to reconnect again.
okay.
I
Nope, yep.
hope restream
It's looking good now, Alberto. It's looking good.
now.
We can't see you yet, but no, it's going up and it's going up. I've got
Sorry so much.
a little sort of monitor here about how people's internet connections are, and Alberta's is going from very strong to very low, so we can still hear you, but it's not strong enough, I think, to put the picture over.
Okay.
You,
So
you have to go and stand
can
by
you
a
see me
window,
now?
Alberto.
Can you see me now or not?
No.
No.
I'm going to reconnect again.
Okay. Anne
Can
and
I just recap on driving licenses? Something I forgot to add, Bill.
yeah.
While Alberto is trying to reconnect. If anybody registered before the 30th of December correctly, and in the meantime their UK driving license has expired, do not renew it because Spain will not exchange it. That renewal negates the registration because the new UK driving license does not bear an EU logo and they cannot exchange it. I've had a few cases like this. I hate to criticize Spain because they're doing their utmost to try and help us. But on this, I'm afraid they didn't let us know in advance. And we could have told people, anybody who's here and driving and their driving license expires automatically thinks to be legal, you've got to renew it. Or they might have been going back to the UK for a couple of weeks and they needed a driving license that was in date. Apparently, Spain will exchange it up to 12 months later. So if your driving license expires before you exchange it for the Spanish one, do not renew it.
It's clear. Yeah. It's hard, but
Okay,
it's
Alberto, sorry, back to you.
No. Well, I was talking about the non-lucrative visa that means that people can stay here, has to live here. They have to live here, but it's not allowed work, develop any activity, economic activity.
Yeah,
So,
it's also called the pensioners or retirement visa, isn't it? For that very
yes,
reason.
but it's not only for retired people, but also,
No.
for example, I do this kind of visa. I get from people from Asia or any country. They middle age, they can apply. The requirement is accredit enough economic resources, okay, and of course other general requirement as the insurance, health insurance, the criminal record, etc. But the main point is to have enough resources, economic resources. Okay. This
Do you want me to elaborate on that?
This is very sorry.
Do you want me to elaborate on that? Do you want me to tell them how much it is that they need?
How much? Yes.
Yeah.
Depending.
It's 27,115 euros and 20 cents. They need to show per person per annum. If they have a spouse or child that they're also claiming for, per one of those, it's 6,778 euros 80 cents on top. And the non-lucrative visa is really given over 5 years, but it's only renewed after the first year. The second and third year is given together, so you need to double that amount, and the fourth and fifth year is given together. So again, that needs to be doubled, and a lot of people don't look that far down the line. To be truthful, that's a lot of money, isn't it, to be needed? I mean, I have money, but is Spain only wanting the wealthy people here?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Beautiful and rich people. No. But it's not. No, Anna. It's not. I think it's possible. It's possible. No, it's not necessary to be rich to get this visa. This is different as the investment visa. It's not, and the non-lucrative is so different to the investment visa. Investment visa or golden visa, called golden visa, is is invest not only necessarily in real estate but also in shareholders, etc. But here in the area, all the people invest in real estate, and with this invest of at least half a million,
with no mortgage, with no mortgage,
with no charges. Is not allowed to have at any charge a charge in the property, mortgage, others. So with this, the government allows, give you permission to stay or not stay in Spain all the time you need. This is the big difference. That is not.
Oh, you've gone again. Just to add to that, the golden visa you can apply whilst living in Spain, but the non-lucrative visa, you have to go back to the UK and apply through one of the Spanish consulates. So that would be London, Manchester, or Edinburgh. And I do believe lately, given the demand to come here and live, there's a 3-month waiting list at the London Spanish consulate. So it's not going to be a quick turnaround. Obviously, we can help people. We can do it all for you. And get the appointment, so you've only just got popped back for a couple of weeks maybe to get an appointment to present the documentation that we would have prepared for you. That we could do, and that would speed up the process somewhat.
And but and I know that these figures that we're talking about are not, they haven't been created for Brits. These are the figures created for third countries.
It's the cost of living, isn't it? Absolutely. It's not good.
I know an awful lot of Spanish families that don't earn 27,000 or 32,000 a year and live perfectly, well, let's say comfortably, if not well. It's a huge amount of money, and to have that as passive income, we are really talking about either people with businesses that they just get income from, or pensions that they get income from. But it feels to me to be like a lot of money.
I think it's a lot of money, but there we go.
Yeah.
Alberto, are you back?
Yes.
That
when I receive a call, the connection disappears. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't understand why, but are the calls which I have receiving now? Sorry so much. Sorry for.
That's all right.
Sorry.
You're back, so you can continue. So what are we talking about? The golden visa.
Yeah, golden visa is of course a big invest, and is for rich people. So, but is the easiest way to have a very long residence in Spain. Another case, Anna, as you know, and we have discussed in other times, is the self-employment visa. In Spanish, it's called autónomo. Autónomo or self-employed means that the government allowed to develop your own business, and you have the visa to live with you and your family. It's very simple. The point is that the government requires a business plan, very full, very complete, and very
Detailed.
clear and real. Yes, business plan. In other case, I have clients, sometimes they don't explain very well this future plan, or so the best, this visa is for the people who are thinking to run a business, and I don't know, a bar, or they want to set up a branch of their business in Spain, etc. Okay, so another kind of visa for the situation that people are now paying is, of course, work for somebody, work for a limited, work for another self-employment person. And Anna, we have to remember to the people that it's not as easy as that seems, because work in Spain for somebody is not only arrive to the work and here I am and start.
Yeah, this is a problem, Alberto, because a lot of people still think, like before. I had one today saying her boyfriend is coming over from the UK and wants to work.
Yes.
He needs to get a TA, a residency when he gets here. And I said, no, he won't get it because he cannot prove he was here last year. Well, that's a bit off, isn't it? So, and I mean, another lady said to me her son was coming over for the summer to take a bar job. I mean, it's just impossible now. It is impossible. And they just don't seem to realize how difficult it has in fact become.
You have to think that, as everyone knows, Spain support a lot of suffer a lot of illegal immigration from Africa and from South America. So for this reason, from many years ago, for this reason, we have a very hard rules from many years ago, and now this is what British now are in the perhaps incorrect package, but now you are suffering these hard laws in your body. So I say that because work for somebody is possible in Spain, but the authorities, social security, tax office, local authorities, also the police, local police, they are so strict. They want to check everyone. They want to check the situation, the company, etc. in advance, during the work, and of course after. They always check. It's possible, but it's...
Sorry, Alberto, I've heard that for a Spanish or any employer here in Spain to employ a British person now who doesn't have a residency to come over, for example, they first of all have to prove that no first country national, Spanish, wanted or applied for the job. No second country national, being the EU citizens, wanted or applied for the job or was suitable for the job before they can offer it to the third country nationals. And I've also been told, and I don't know if this is true, that the employer has to go to the unemployment office to check that there is nobody on the unemployment list that would fit the job, the requirements that they... I mean, that really makes it difficult, doesn't it, to employ a Brit?
It's so difficult. Yeah, I agree. It is so difficult, but also think that we have in Spain a permanent problem with the people without work, national without work. So this is another reason why the government protect all these laws and all this situation, because they want, of course, that firstly give work for the national people without work.
I fully understand that, and we as Brits shouldn't expect special treatment. You know, I mean, I say it all of the time. we, the UK, has left the EU. It wasn't Spain's decision. Spain is still in the EU, and they're doing all they possibly can to help us. I mean, I did a live interview the other day for ABC, and the things I was saying, and they're saying, "Oh my goodness, I didn't understand. I really didn't realise it was that bad." You know, I mean, with regards to properties, with people that can't stay here for more than their 90 days because of the Schengen rule, 90 days within 180, a lot of the Brits are selling, they're not buying. I mean, there's already a huge deficit that Spain has to make up for the UK not being in the EU. The rest of the countries have to do that. So it's going to be really costly for Spain. I mean, and the amount of work that they've put in with staff and appointments and everything to try and help us, I can't thank them enough. But please stop blaming Spain is all I'm going to say. We are foreigners in this country. Before when we were in the EU, it was merely our right to live in any EU country. We just had to register our existence here. Now, being a third country national out of the EU, we have to ask permission of the country to live here. And if they don't like the look of us for whatever reason, if we don't tick one of the boxes, as you know, Alberto, if you didn't have medical insurance before the end of December, you weren't on the padron, etc., then they're going to say no, and we have to understand that, I think, and go about doing something different, like you're saying, going back to the UK and getting a different type of visa.
Yesterday we had a meeting in our bar, Malaga bar, the section of foreign investors, and finally, we also we know that each police office and also each government, each in each provincia, in Malaga, in Almería, different criteria. So this is also another problem that
it is
perhaps in one places they need some documents, in other places they need. So for us as a lawyer professional, we became crazy, mad, and also people. We have a lack of information from the authorities, and we lawyers, we have asked with the authorities in Malaga after this meeting, because we have put together. We had a get together and we put together our ideas and our problems with the EIN number, with the Brexit, etc.
The things that we've talked about.
Brainstorm, and I hope they receive our claims change, at least in Malaga, okay? Because we know they are different. They have different answers in, for example, Torremolinos, than Marbella, than Estepona. So in Estepona, for example, are so hard.
The greater difficulty, Alberto, is that you will have two funcionarios, civil servants, sitting next to one another, and they will both tell you a different story, even in the same police station.
Because because it's the same that I told you, that is the lack of
information.
Is formation, is studied the law, is know the law, is, but it comes from Madrid. I think is a general problem, because we have clients, for example, in, I don't know, in Madrid, and Madrid is different, and I know this is also another ingredient, so bad in this salad, no? Brexit salad is...
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, let me just clarify. When Alberto says he was in the Malaga bar, he means the legal bar, not the local bar. Yeah. He means the law society, as we would call it.
Yeah, law society, sorry.
No,
all the lawyers...
Brexpats in Spain used to give talks to them before COVID. We used to go and do different talks once a month, and it was absolutely chock-a-block, which was good, because we knew then that a lot of these solicitors in Malaga were getting the right information, because we had read the withdrawal agreement, and there was all sorts of questions, actually, weren't there? Yeah.
So basically, Anna, this is all the long the long visas that we have. because I don't want. Well, I can talk about the students, about other visas, but it's it could be
We could go on for a
a
long
long
time.
class. I don't want
Yeah.
to worry the people. So basically, the non-lucrative is possible. They grant, they give the visa. Is the most important point is accredit the financial status, and another possibilities is the investment visa, or called also golden visa, sorry, and self-employment visa, or worker visa, okay, employee
Bearing in
visa.
mind
Okay.
that has to be the golden visa is only in one name on the deeds. If it's in two names, you've got to double that 500,000 to 1 million.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah. We won't talk about
Two
that.
persons. Yeah. Two people. No. Two people. Well, I have Anna. Good point. It's a joke, but it's another. It's possible that British people are married, for example, with another European, Spanish or European citizens. So, for that, I haven't talked about we call in Spain reagrupación familiar. This is
Yeah, that's different.
familiar. Yes, familiar. How do you say, Anna?
That would be a family reunification.
Reunification. Yes. That's
Agrupación,
so.
family reunification.
Yeah, reunificación, reagrupación. Yeah. So, the name says all. If your husband, your wife is European citizen, and you are really married, you can obtain the
Also,
the
though, Alberto,
permission.
if they're not already married, they can apply for the common law partnership, which is pareja de hecho, or to prove a
Yes,
stable relationship. But they need joint everything,
yes,
joint bank accounts, joint deeds to the property, or rental agreements, etc., etc. Yeah.
they can be registered as pareja de hecho,
Uh-huh.
partner, but for get the visa, the residency, they
Uh-huh.
have to be married. Okay. Why? The reason is the same as I told you before. We have and we are suffering. We have suffered, and now still we are a lot of illegal immigration from Africa and from South America. There are countries from South America that come to Spain without visa. They pass the time and they leave the time. Sorry, and finally they stay in Spain. So and regarding Africans, you know in television you watch every day that we receive in Gibraltar Strait or in the Canary Island illegal also immigration. So this is the reason why also with the familiar reunification, sorry, they check and they are so strict with all the couples. Okay, they want to check that this is a real relationship. They ask everything in separate meetings and interviews. Sorry, and they finally detect if it's real or not. Okay, but I forgot before talk about this. This is very helpful in case somebody are married with a European citizen. Okay, Anna?
She has just disappeared, Alberto,
As me before.
in a proper smoke there. I'm sure she'll reconnect, though. I'm listening. We've still got people listening in, Alberto.
Following my steps. Yeah. So yeah, this is these are the main visas more helpful for people.
Yeah. While I've got you here, Alberto, can I ask you to answer a question?
Yes.
Um, it's not specifically about visas, but it is about the length of stay. And, a lot of Brits are very unhappy about the 90 and 180 days. And I mean, I think I understand the situation, but a lot of people keep saying, well, Spain should just change it. Spain should just allow us to stay for 180 days and not the 90 and 180, then a break and another 90 and 180. Can you say something about this? I mean, we are talking about Schengen rules here, aren't we?
Yeah, but unfortunately, this rule are not in our hands, because it's not Malaga or a police station from Torremolinos or from Marbella decision.
No.
This is a Spanish general rule. Now, as I said before, United Kingdom is become a third country. It's not. Now we are in a gray area between the Brexit deal and the third country law, general law. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we are working. The goal is to be UK as yes, as non-European, as I don't know, American or Asian country. So this is why the general rule, which is very hard, talk about the 90 days, and this is why from Malaga especially, we have talked with all the clients to regularize the situation. And it's surprising for us that there are still people, British, without the documents, without the TIE
Yeah.
or without the certification. So
Yeah.
yes, the answer is we cannot do anything. We cannot
Mhm.
do. We will have to make another deal between Spain and UK to change
Yeah.
this.
And one last question I have for you, Alberto. Our time is pretty much up. Anne sent me a message saying I got cut off and it'll take her ages to reboot. Um, and it's to do with the TIE card and the old green certificate of as a European residency.
Yeah,
Now,
ciudadanía. Yes.
we're very clear that according to the Ministeria de Interior, both are still valid, but there are
Yes.
certain institutions, including banks, are
Yeah.
insisting that if people don't present their TIE by, for
Correct.
example, the end of the month, their accounts are going to be blocked. How
Yeah.
can they do this? How can they
Yeah.
legally do this if both of these documents are still, well, the TIE is optional and both are still valid? How can they possibly take this sort of unilateral step and say, you don't have your TIE, we're gonna block your bank account?
Yeah. This is a problem that we have not only with British, but also with all the people from all nationalities, also Spanish with our ID card. The bank system now, because many reasons, because corruption, laundry
Mon-
money, etc.
Money laundering, yeah.
Yes, they are. Uh, they are worse than the Spanish authorities. They are.
Mhm.
They are absolutely sometimes crazy. So also for us, for Spanish, if your ID is expired one day, automatically they block our bank account. Okay.
Right.
So this problem we have everyone. So regarding the green, the bad called green card, which is not a card, it's only a paper. It's not a
Paper,
card,
yeah.
but it's a certification. Yeah, but it's not the American green card. So this certification, uh, I see that banks, because the same, because the lack of acknowledgement, because the lack of information,
Mm,
they understand that they are not citizens. They haven't got the permission to stay. So this is why perhaps some people, some persons are suffering these consequences. So
right.
my recommendation is always, Anna perhaps is not agreeing with me, but get the TIE, because for the bank, for everyone, TIE is our ID. So
Yeah.
with a TIE in force, no problems with the banks,
Yeah.
with the authorities, with the police. Okay.
Yeah.
The bad called green card, the green card is only a paper. It's true that you are registered. It's true that you are a legal person here, but it's more true that the real scenario is the banks sometimes close or
Yeah.
freeze
Yeah. Yeah.
the bank accounts, and this is a very big problem. Yeah.
Mm.
I know a
Alberto,
lot of people with this problem.
I think we're going to have to finish here. Thank you very much for joining us today and for talking us through the visa system and then answering some of my awkward questions as well.
Thank you, Bill.
I'm sorry we lost Anne just in the last few minutes there. Thank you, Anne, retrospectively for organizing things here and for all the work that you're doing on behalf of us immigrants to Spain. Alberto, thank you very much. Thank you for those of
Thank
you
you,
who've listened in.
thank you, Bill.
And we will be back next week, and it will be with Mr. Alan Boardman and Simply Surviving. 7 o'clock next Thursday. Thank you, Alberto. Thank you to all of you who have listened in.
Thank you all.
And have a great weekend when it comes.
You too.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
bye, bye,
Bye
bye.
bye.